Wrestling POV's content may not be suitable to audiences. Your discretion is advised. Wrestling POV's content may not be suitable to audiences. Your discretion is advised. Wrestling POV's content may not be suitable to audiences. Your discretion is
which was 72% of the peepers say
the peepers
the pee-pee touchers.
Listen, we're gonna have to kick you out the Rick group because we don't roll that way. All right, Rick Steiner and I, Ricky Steamboat.
Take him out of the Rick group and send him to the Dick group.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Christ.
there you go. The little Dick group. You know, who goes around
rap
saying?
Album.
Yeah, that's true too. He's getting paid for
You
that.
seen that video?
Yes, the Ric Flair drip. Woo!
Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's something I did not want to hear. Gonna stomp my boots in the... Oh, that's disgusting. Wait. We went somewhere else. All right.
Oh, I think Tony Diaz is back.
Yeah.
Well, here's your headline.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Wrestling POV. I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with Beanie Doobie. And what the hell? And the third wheel, Rick Serrano, the third.
A little bit of the bubbly.
And our intern, Miguel Cole.
Yeah, a little bit of the bubbly.
Sound like I was on a little bit of that bubbly. I'd never introduced a show like that. What the hell's wrong with me? It's just people talk like that, and it's like it drives me crazy, man. They're like, well, let me tell you why they do it like this, because they think they're getting their point across, and which 9 times out of 10, they don't. So, anyway, I won't ever do that again. I promise.
You sound like you're saying it, though.
He said that 6 months ago.
What are you talking about? This is my first time even doing this. Nothing. Shut up. All right. So we got a few things. We changed things up a little bit, and as far as our format goes, we're not. And the reason why is because we figured, you know what? By the time you guys listen to this episode, it's Saturday. You guys probably heard, and you shouldn't have. But you probably heard other podcasts talking about what their thoughts and opinions are on what happened on Raw and SmackDown and NXT, and they go into detail with it. So we figured, you know what? They don't want to hear us go into detail, but we're still going to give our opinions about it. So all those happenings, it's the roundup, the WWE roundup. That's going to be after the pause, where we're just going to discuss the highlights of it and. What we thought about it, for each SmackDown, Raw, and NXT. We're still going to give our votes. There's still going to be opinions on that. But we're not going to go over each match. So we're saving you guys some time. But everything else in the beginning, it's still happening. Why? Because you guys seem to be more engaged in what we do when we do those things. So with that being said, we have the Facebook poll here. Comment, news, rumors, injuries, of course, and the hot tag news, which is going to be odd because it's about AEW. It's nothing WWE related, but we're going off of the WWE Wrestling POV Global guys from what they discussed on the whole pay-per-view, the all-out pay-per-view. So we're going to give our thoughts and opinions on that. So without further ado, we got the Facebook poll, which we didn't put much out there. We only put one, and it was because we talked about it. The Ali versus Murphy match on SmackDown Live for the King of the Ring round 1. Does it belong in the vault? Is it worthy of being match of the year, to even be in the voting? Now, Rick, you're the one that put this out there. Explain yourself, sir.
This was a great match from beginning to end. I loved the way Buddy Murphy and Ali looked. I mean, this would have been probably a higher rating if Murphy would have won, but I wasn't upset that Ali won. It was that great of a match, the back and forth action. So I just thought, listen, man, we haven't had that many matches that are in the vault right now. And Jigsaw is coming after me apparently because I said that. But it's true, Jigsaw. I don't want to play the game no more. But seriously, I really think that this match is definitely worthy of it. And because we have so few matches in the vault, I'm like, we're in September, guys. We got to start packing this thing up.
That is true.
Why not?
That is true. And, well, I mean, to be honest, though, I mean...
It's 110 days to Christmas.
Oh, jeez. We're not talking about Christmas. Jesus. But no, but in all honesty, though, I mean, this year's, a lot of the pay-per-views, a lot of them really wasn't... not really match worthy of the year. My opinion. But you know what? This one was, I just wasn't sure because I did remember talking about this match and I did say that, this needs to, I just wanted more out of it. It was a good match. I'm not going to take that away, but I wanted more out of it, especially when it's going to be a contender for match of the year. So I'm not going to read the comments, so I do apologize. But I am going to go over the results, which was 72% of the peepers. The pee-pee touchers.
Ew. I'm a pee-pee toucher.
Ew. That's just nasty.
Mr. Rick, aren't you one too? I touched my own.
Jesus. All right, so 72% of the people said yes, put it in. So 28% said no, they didn't like it.
All right, so let's open up that vault. And these are the matches that are in the vault, along with Ali versus Murphy now. We have Candice LeRae and Io Shirai. We have the Undisputed Era versus the War Raiders. We have Pete Dunne versus Walter. We have Andrade versus Rey Mysterio. And we have Gargano versus Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah. So towards the end of the year, we are going to have our tournament for match of the year, and then we're going to go one-on-one with, not the great one, but we are going to go one-on-one with Wrestling POV's Global in their tournament to see who out of both AEW and New Japan and all this other whoever they cover, and WWE. And we'll see who will be match of the year between the both of them. So, now, really no hater comment because I didn't read any. I didn't feel like it. I really didn't. So I apologize, but just still keep on writing.
The hater comment will be Tony Diaz.
Because I didn't comment on nothing.
Hater alert, Tony Diaz. It's official.
Yeah. All right. So before we go any further and talk about the hot tag news, we have to cover the wrestling news from around the world. Take it away, Rick.
All right, before we do that, let's get into some birthdays. All right, Awesome Kong turns 42 years old.
What?
Wow. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
So we call her Awesome or Miss Khan?
What the heck?
What? Yo, is this like Rick's joke of the week?
Oh, that was taken off air about 2 years ago. But go ahead.
Oh, man. I just got to keep the references going, man.
Yeah.
Go check out our past episodes on iTunes, YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio. And you can hear Rick's Joke of the Week every week in the first couple episodes. Lasted about 10. All right.
Yeah.
Sin Cara turns 42 years old.
No shit. Wow.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of young.
Wait, the original Sin Cara or the new Sin Cara?
The new Sin Cara.
Oh, the new Sin Cara. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
all right. Wendy Richter turns 58 years old.
Damn. Wow.
Girls just want to have fun.
Damn close.
Wesley Blake.
Wait, hold on. Is Wendy Richter in the Hall of Fame?
No.
She's not.
No.
She was in the very first WrestleManias.
She may be in the Hall of Fame.
Alrighty then.
All right. right. We'll have our intern, Miguel Cole. Oh, go to hell.
I was going to say fact check it. Damn.
All right, damn.
You're not just doing the sound effects. Jesus Christ.
Oh, you don't know what else I'm doing.
Oh, Jesus. No, I don't want to know.
Wesley Blake from the Forgotten Sons turns 32 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
They haven't been on TV in a while either.
No, they
What's going
haven't.
on?
Speaking of haven't been on TV in a while, Xavier Woods turns 33.
No kidding.
Yeah, that's a lot younger than I thought.
It is, and I agree with you. But now, did you see this thing he posted online? He did
Yes.
a cosplay of the Iconics with some other dude. Now, you know what? This ain't the first time Xavier Woods was cosplaying a female.
No.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but, I think, no, we'll just leave it at that.
Listen, let me tell you this. The kayfabe and all that stuff is dead, right?
Oh, of course it is.
Because he's supposed to be injured.
Yeah. Oh, shit, that's right. I even forgot about that.
And the way he was moving his hips to look like everything's fine with his leg.
Exactly.
And the way he sold that leg injury was like if someone shot him.
I know, right? Jesus. Shoot.
Oh,
He's been gone for a while, so he's probably been rehabbing it.
Oh, okay. New day. Yay. All right. With that being said, it's now time for the wrestling news from around the world. All right. Last week we talked about how we're not going to be switching back and forth between channels. Like between the network and FS1 and stuff like that. Like, no, don't do that for SmackDown. But they're doing it for NXT the first 2 weeks that it's on USA.
What? What are they doing?
So the first 2 weeks that it is going to appear on USA Network, the first hour is on USA, and the second hour will be on the network because of the show Suits is ending. So we're going to be flipping channels.
Oh, my God. Flip-flops just like Rick. What? Didn't you used to do that? You used to be a flip-flopper?
Oh, a chancla.
Yeah. You were a chancla.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. Hey, well, okay. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, you couldn't schedule this better.
I know, right? Jesus Christ. What was wrong with them?
I think they wanted to get ahead of the curve to, like, get people to start watching it on USA, and then by the time AEW airs, people
They'll
at
have
least
the
have
full 2
some kind
hours.
of, and they'll have some kind of knowledge of what's going on, because not everybody watches NXT, but somebody that's flipping through the channels like, oh, by God, this is WWE on a Wednesday on USA Network. Oh, there's no Modern Family reruns. What the hell?
Why did you sound like you're from the South?
Because that's what they be doing. You know what I'm saying? They be like, no Atlanta Braves on today on this. What the hell? Turner Classic News? What the?
Jesus Christ, man.
All right. Speaking of which, speaking of South, Nature Boy Ric Flair is off his medication.
Oh, my God. He is off his rocker.
Yo, he is on some superstar Billy Graham levels right now.
Mm-hmm.
He is suing WWE. He is going into TMZ talking about all this nonsense, saying how WWE's lost respect for me. No, the fans are losing respect for you, Nate. Everybody's talking about you, how you're not doing anything, and how you are being a hypocrite because you took Nature Boy and all this nonsense. And his thing is, I have a family to take care of.
Yeah,
bro.
You shouldn't have been wheeling, dealing, stealing, whatever he says.
Marrying everything in sight 6 marriages later.
Right? So,
Insane.
all right, so now speaking of TMZ, here's what Rick is talking about.
People were like, what is he up to? Like, because you went at, you told Becky Lynch and you put her on notice.
Okay, no, and actually I did not. Here's God as my witness, and I feel so bad.
He sounds drunk.
I'm having this opportunity clear there. When I first saw this go down in August of 2018, I thought, cool, the man, my giving versus my daughter, Sean. Okay, that's the day it started, right after SummerSlam.
Right.
Clash.
I thought, cool. So I said, I'm going to make some money. It's my trademark. They have it.
You've been saying it. Yeah, you've been saying it.
No, I know. I've been saying it since 1981.
Yeah.
So I sent them a text. I got my royalty statement. I sent them a text. And their lawyer, who just has no respect for me whatsoever, which is something I'm not going to deal with much longer. He said, you're wrong. I'm not even close. I said, it's not even close. He said, boom. So then I sent him another text. He didn't respond. So,
No, he's outside of the airport. So that's what
and
the
he blew
news
up my lawyer. This is all in 2018 or in January of 19. So I go, okay. So I told Hunter, I said, Hunter, I'm going to file. I mean, the reason they don't have it, my understanding is the reason they don't have it is because it's too close to mine. So, okay, let's say I've been saying to be the man, which I have trademarked. I wrote a book to be the man.
Right.
And I have,
You got the shirt on right now.
yeah, well, this is my, I'm just doing this.
He's wearing a shirt that says the man.
So I told her, I said, hey, push come to shove, I'm going to file for it. I mean, I get it, but here's the deal. I love Becky Lynch, and no one has supported the women's division more than me as an outsider. As a matter of fact, I've told the guys, and I would have texted Becky last night, and Sasha, but I'm sure Becky, I don't know what the WWE spin has been to her.
Right.
They stole it last night. It's funny, my daughter is so mad at me because I filed not even understanding. It's not with Becky. I have no beef with Becky. But here's the deal. When I almost died 2 years ago, one person stayed by me. The whole time, 31 days in ICU, 12 days while I was dying on a respirator, and I'm going to take care of her and her family and my family that has taken care of me. No matter what. I don't care what the WWE thinks of me personally. I know they love me, but obviously they've lost respect for me. If I don't win, and even if I won, Becky can have it all day long.
So
I'm glad.
You'll let her.
Yeah, but I want the company to pay me for it. Because I'm going to take care of my family. I am going to be the man. And if I don't get it, my tombstone will say, he died trying to be the man.
All right, so
Yo.
this was a whole different side of Ric Flair that I have seen that I've never seen.
You got to speak up.
Jesus Christ. So Rick, what are your thoughts on this? You brought this up. You heard the video yourself. Is this the first time you heard them? Heard it?
I heard
It's
clips
because
of
I'm
it.
at
I didn't hear the
okay.
whole thing because it was just so. She sounds like what's going on, guys. I'm the
Hard
nature
to
boys.
understand him.
I'm the nature boys. I'm a big boy. I'm the nature boys.
You gotta pay me. You gotta pay
I'm the
me.
man. I'm the man.
I'm the man. I've been saying that for years.
Listen, you know what, Rick? Listen, we're gonna have to kick you out the Rick group because we don't roll that way, all right? Rick Steiner and I, Ricky
Take him out
Steamboat.
of the Rick group and send him to the Dick group.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
there you go. The little dick group. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, but Nate, you're wildin', bro. Like this is like when CM Punk, he never tried to, but he couldn't copyright Best in the World because it's a word. Like you're trying to get the man. Like it's not. It's a freaking word, bro. Like you can't take that title.
How I see it now is also celebrities. They're trying to copyright
Everything.
everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. That's stupid. That is dumb. So
I mean,
dumb.
even though we pray to her and everything.
I mean, we do.
we do because she's the
That was stupid.
Ow. No, but and Triple H and Seth Rollins unfollowed Ric Flair on Twitter.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like this is on petty level 1000 right now. Everybody just like, I'm being petty.
Now I'm gonna play devil's advocate though. I mean, he does got a point though. I mean, he has been saying that for years, and it's like, I mean, is he getting a little bit too greedy though? Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit too greedy.
Who
He's
goes
on a
around
rap
saying?
album.
Yeah, that's true too. He's getting paid for
You
that.
seen that video?
Yes, Ric Flair drip.
Woo! Woo!
Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's something I did not want to hear. But, no, it's just that that's disgusting. All right. No, to me, he is getting a little bit greedy. I mean, the WWE, they honor this man like I've never seen a company honor somebody.
Somebody who came from NWA and WCW.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? His
Yeah.
accomplishments were not in WWE. I'm sorry. You say what you will. Say what you will
No,
about
wait a
Ric
minute.
Flair.
Didn't he do something at the Royal Rumble?
He won. Yes, my favorite Royal Rumble by far. He won a title. He only had
Did he?
2 WWE titles.
Did he really?
14 titles were in WCW and NWA. So let's call a spade a spade. You were in WWE from 1992 to about 1994 or something like that. He wasn't there that long, and then he came back when WCW went down.
Yeah.
So Ric Flair, WWE loves you, but they don't owe you shit, brother.
No, they don't. And the thing of it is, for me, the way I got from that video too. Number one, he sounded drunk. Number two, it's like, what people don't understand is that, we criticize WWE too. A lot of people criticize the WWE. But at the end of the day, if a wrestler is down and they made an impact in wrestling, and it wasn't just WWE, Vince McMahon goes out of his way to take care of that person. So you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like, for me, how I took that video, I was really, really disappointed in Rick. And we share the same birthdays,
Oh, that explains
But-
a lot.
Exactly. It does.
Now I'm gonna,
Motherfucker.
the devil's advocate.
I'm the devil's advocate.
You're saying that Vince helps everybody out
Yeah.
when they're down.
Yeah.
Was Vince there when Kamala was down?
Yeah, he was. He did send him some money.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
I have to ask.
I think he
And Vader?
he took care of Vader. I know that. Actually, the one person that could answer that question would be Kenny Casanova, because he was really, really close to them guys. But from what I know, I think he did take care of all of those guys. I think he either sent for a brand new chair for Kamala or something, and he paid for something, or Triple H did. It doesn't matter. They still did.
Well,
Yo,
WWE.
So, but what's your point?
No, because you're saying, that they help each other, they help all
Yeah.
these people out.
Yeah.
There's gonna be somebody that says, "Oh, he only helps certain people, not all people."
No, that's not
You know what I
true.
mean? So that's why I'm coming to you and asking if that's the case.
I mean, but think about it this way too. With especially with Jim the Anvil Neidhart and oh my God, what's that guy's name? It's the one that Bray Wyatt kind of resembled when he first came out. Waylon Mercy. If you guys remember Waylon Mercy, you don't remember? He was similar to how Bray Wyatt's gimmick is now. I mean, Bray Wyatt turned it up like tenfold, but Waylon Mercy, he would come in with the Hawaiian shirt. He was psychotic, and he, just like a few people that I know, had a lot of demons and went to rehab, and then he kept relapsing and da-da-da. And Vince reached out to this dude, like, dude, get your shit together. Here, I'm going to send you to this. This is the greatest place you can go to. Pay for it all. Did the same thing to Jim Danville Neidhart, because he kept relapsing and shit like that, and he did the same thing for him. So just because you don't read it or see it, that doesn't mean that he doesn't do it.
Well, that's why I'm asking you.
I know,
because
but I'm just saying.
In scoop.
You know what? I do. Yes, I do. But what I'm saying is that, even if you don't read it, it doesn't mean that he still didn't do it. That's what I'm trying to answer to. So.
And let's not forget, Nature Boy Ric Flair is the 30th player in the game, and
He is.
on his, and it personally, I believe it too, because he was supposed to retire with Shawn Michaels, and the first thing he did was run to TNA to make more money.
More money.
It's just like, bro, you don't keep to your word either. You know what I'm saying? So
That's true too.
yeah,
But, but he also did this thing. There's this guy. His name is Paul Lee. Do you guys know who he is?
Heard the name.
This guy, if you look him up, is now. I've been in the business for a very long time, and it is always best to come up with your own damn gimmick. Okay, Paul Lee, this guy, because for some odd reason, he thought that he looked just like Ric Flair just because he dyed his hair and all that. He tried sounding like him and all this other shit. This man paid Ric Flair $10,000. And the video was out there too, because I saw the video. I didn't think I was going to believe it. And then my friend showed me the link to watch the video. And he paid Ric Flair $10,000 to show up to a wrestling match to say on the microphone that Paul Lee is the Nature Boy. So he did that for $10,000. So to play devil's advocate again, he kind of sounds like a hypocrite with this whole man thing now. You know what I'm saying? Because this guy paid him $10,000 just to endorse him as being the new Nature Boy or whatever, to give him the right to say that. He paid him $10,000. So now he's, doing this with Becky or WWE because, as on the video, he says he doesn't have a problem with her. Now he wants to get paid for that. So what does that tell you? That
tells you he's on the little bit of the bubbly.
He probably is on the bubbly.
All right.
Bubbly, wobbly.
The bubbly.
Bubbly, wobbly, wobbly.
My last bit of news: Kevin Owens was not on SmackDown this week because he was with his family. He was with his family for the hurricane, for the storm. So he didn't want to, just in case of anything.
Florida.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Which the storm jumped over.
Went to Alabama.
Yeah.
All right. So now. Jesus. I had to do it.
Oh, God.
All right. So now on to rumors. WWE is expected to break big move. Oh, my God. I was on a roll. I did not stumble for about 3 weeks, man. And then got me. It's been 3 weeks. Shut up. All right. So now, can I do the rumors, please?
3 seconds.
Shut fuckers. All right. WWE is expected to break news this week, possibly as big as the NXT to USA deal. So I'm wondering if it is it's either got to be the FS1 or them switching to the network.
Yeah.
It's got to be. But no, they say it's big.
Could it be
NXT.
the football?
Football? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows?
The theater, whatever you call it. In-ring football.
Arena football.
Yeah, that.
Theater football. Yes. I am thou quarterback. Oh, my God. All right. Bayley's actions from Raw. Spoiler alert. Trigger speculation about Liv Morgan being pushed as a face challenger on SmackDown, and that there's a long-term plan in place to split the NXT Horsewomen for a big reunion moving down the road.
Okay.
Yeah? No?
Right, yeah. I mean, Liv Morgan cut her hair.
Well, that's what she... You know what? It looked like it, but then, the next day she posted another video of herself. Her hair was still the same length.
Extensions, weaves.
They showed... You hear hair clippings and hair falling out. They
Did it sound like this?
It sounded exactly like that.
That was my mouth, Tony. That was my mouth.
Ew.
You're like,
Oh, that's disgusting. Wait. We went somewhere else. All right.
Oh, I think Tony Diaz is back.
Yeah. He hasn't been back in a while, baby. Hercules. All right. Nasty. All right, there are still plans to do the call-up from NXT to the main roster, even after NXT moves to the USA Network. So, what do you guys think about that?
I mean, you can't take a lot of people. I mean, you got a 2-hour show to fill out.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. That's true, but it depends, I mean, obviously they kept Shayna Baszler as champion, so they want her as champion going in. I'm pretty sure they want to stick with Adam Cole, baby, as champion going into the USA Network. And, I don't know. They got a good thing going right now, but I don't see them taking them anytime soon. If I have to, I don't even see any good call-ups right now. I don't.
I'm telling you, they wasted Velveteen, bro. He was red
Well,
hot.
If anything, he would be the one next to get called up.
Yeah.
And you're right. They missed an opportunity with him. But you know what, though? Honestly, he brought that on himself. He did that to himself. When he showed up at that one takeover on his tights where it says, Vince, where's my call-up? It's like, dude, seriously, man. Why would you do that? Anyway. So that's all I got for rumors.
And Vince needs to stop being so uptight.
Why? What do you mean?
Because he put that on his pants.
So?
So
no,
where's my
that's a
call-up?
live show.
Exactly.
That's a live show.
So?
If he did that on a house show, that's something different. But at a live pay-per-view, it's like, dude, you know. And then on top of that, he snuck it past Triple H. Okay? So it's like he's trying to
Sorry, Velveteen, I tried.
He's trying. Hey, I'm with Velveteen. But come on, man. You get your call up. Just
I
gotta
like
be patient.
Ovaltine better.
Oh, God. Jesus. Wow. All right, so. Jesus. No, but he did. He had his chance. And the thing of it is, he's still young, too. He's only like in his early 20s, right? Like 23?
24.
Yeah, so he's still got plenty of time to harness his craft. But I think it's as much as harnessed as it can get. You know what I'm saying? All right.
No.
So that's, you don't know what I'm saying?
No.
All right. Damn. All right. That's all. That's it. Yeah. Injury.
Ric Flair's pride. That's about it.
Is he out of the Ricks?
Yeah,
Dick
definitely.
Flair.
I think,
Dick
I
Flair.
think- yeah, he's now Dick Flair.
Dick Flair. Jesus Christ. All right. So
In
now,
fact,
whoa. What?
what we're gonna do now, because not only we're gonna kick him out of the Rick Club, we're gonna put him in the book.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So,
All right. What are you calling it, though? This
Dick
is all
Flair.
on you. Dick Flair?
yes.
Dick Flair's, should it have something else to it, or just
No,
Dick Flair?
just Dick Flair.
Dick Flair's greediness.
No. Dick Flair's good. We'll leave
Dick
it at
Flair.
Dick Flair.
All right, Dick Flair, you just made the book.
Jesus Christ. All right. So now on to the hot tag news. Now, before I go into this, which one you guys want to talk about, the Jericho or the Nyla Rose?
Let's talk about a little bit of bubbly.
All right. So even before that, we talk about this. Now, our opinions and our thoughts and our opinions are strictly on us, okay? We are not out here to offend anybody. We're not out here, my views, our views is strictly our own, okay? If you agree with us, you agree with us. If you don't agree with us, you don't agree with us, and that's fine. But this part of the hot tag news, I know it's a touchy subject, but it is not meant to offend anybody. So I just wanted to throw that out there. It is something that has been out there in the internet, all over the news. A lot of people are expressing their opinions, and I'm hoping what I'm about to say, number one, doesn't offend anybody, but number two, I hope in my point of view, and this is why we do this show, I can clear things up just a little bit, okay? So with that being said, the first topic, the first hot tag news we got is just the fact that Jericho won the AEW championship. And if, of course, you heard Rick Serrano III throughout the whole show talking about the bubbly, which is after him winning, he went around, you know what Chris Jericho reminds me of when he did that? He reminds me of a kid that's not allowed to swear. Because you hear what he's saying, like, he goes, and what are you looking at, you stupid poopy head? And then he'll keep walking, and then be like, and you, I don't like your sweater, it doesn't make you look good. And then he just keeps walking. It's like, dude, throw out a swear word, man. When he was in New Japan, he would throw out F-bombs like a motherfucker. And then he goes to AEW or WWE, he has to come up with poopy head. It's like, come on, man.
Because it sounds funnier.
It is
and
funny.
You get more reaction.
It is
like
yeah,
he's getting a
like,
reaction from you right
exactly, but the thing of it is, it's like, come on, man. He sounds like a kid that's not allowed to swear, and he tries to swear. It's like, Jesus. All right, so anyway, So he wins the championship, and there was a lot of controversy out there because. And you know what? I agree. A lot of people out there talking about WWE. They're talking about Brock Lesnar winning the championship and being old and not pushing new talent. But then yet Jericho wins it, and that's okay. Okay, so now, what are your thoughts on it, Rick? And then we'll go to Mimi.
All right, so here's my so Jericho is also in the Rick Club. I have to tell you this: Chris Jericho is a legend, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not forget that, and also let's not forget Chris Jericho and Brock Lesnar are not on the same level. Okay, they're not even on the same stratosphere. Chris Jericho can talk his way out of a friggin' wet paper bag with doo-doo all over it and not get any doo-doo on him and get no doo-doo on him. All right. This man is a legend. He can talk his way out of anything. He gets everybody to listen to what he has to say. He got people talking about bubbly. You know what I'm saying? Like, anything he says catches fire.
Mix of him saying bubbly, too.
Yeah,
actually, they did a mix of his Brock Lesnar's song with Jericho with the bubbly, 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 some shit. I was like, what the fuck? Boy, they got too much time on their hands. Go ahead, Rick.
It's just that Jericho, anything he says is gold. And Brock Lesnar basically wasn't fighting. He was only appearing once in a while, so I don't think it's the same at all.
Hold up, Rick. Now, I got to play devil's advocate again. Didn't you report a couple weeks ago that Chris Jericho was not going to be available for AEW in the next couple months? Because he's touring?
Yeah, well, that's what he got. That's the deal he made. Listen.
Wait a minute. So when Brock Lesnar makes his deal, what's the difference?
No. Brock Lesnar's deal is a lot different. All right? Because Chris Jericho is a rock star, and he has other things, and AEW knew this when they signed him. Brock Lesnar had nothing.
Knew with Brock Lesnar because he's a UFC star.
Yeah, but he wasn't fighting. He wasn't fighting in UFC at that time. He was just literally doing nothing but sitting on his thumbs.
But isn't it the same thing though?
It's not the same because Jericho is in a different stratosphere, man. It's Jericho, man. And not only that,
he'll make more appearances even though he's on tour.
Exactly. And not only that, Chris Jericho, sorry to say, everybody knows Chris Jericho. I go and say, yo, Adam Page is AEW champ. Who? No offense. To the regular wrestling fan, you turn on AEW for the first time. You're like, you know what? I'm going to go check out this AEW day. I've been hearing so much about it. I'm going to check it out for the first time. And then we're like, who the fuck is it? Adam Page? Adam Hangman Page? What, he part of the Clan or something? And then it's like, come on, man. No, like,
and
so.
Then like, isn't that Neville?
Jesus. Wow.
But look, so now you see Chris Jericho. You're like, I know Chris Jericho. And Jericho's going to put Page over. You know he's going to do that. You know Chris Jericho is the best at putting people over. He is the best in the world at what he does.
Because Adam Page is not going to get another title shot. You know who's getting it? Cody Rhodes.
But you know
Come on, man.
But with that being said, that's for the next pay-per-view. That's
Doesn't
before.
Matter.
But that's before the launch.
Runs the company.
But he's not gonna win.
Far behind from freaking Dusty Rhodes, who always booked himself in the main event. Now Cody's doing it.
Cody's not gonna win.
You guys, everybody that's listening to, always heard me say, I see something wrong here because I've been through this where I would work for a promotion that was ran by friends. And the friends were the ones that was always getting over. No matter how terrible they were, they still will put their friends over and they will put themselves in the main event. Or if it was ran by an older guy, they would put their son in the main event. I've seen that happen too. But it's like, this is the same thing. They're not putting any younger stars over. You mean it to every single pay-per-view. And granted, this wasn't my favorite pay-per-view, by the way. This wasn't really great, though. And honestly, the team that I hate the fucking most, for me, was Match of the Night, which was the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers. But this pay-per-view, almost actually every pay-per-view, Cody Rhodes was in it, the Young Bucks were in it, not Jericho, Kenny Omega was in it, and those are the guys running the company. Who are they pushing over? Nobody. They're all in the beginning of the fucking card. And I'm telling you, even when they announced this as Cody Rhodes being Jericho's next opponent, it's like, and they did it because of his win-loss record. Are you fucking kidding me? Really? This is what I'm talking about. AEW is in fucking trouble. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because if they lose, yes, they are. If they lose the ratings war against NXT, they might as well pack that shit up. Pack it up!
And then that's why AEW is not going to fail. Because look at how riled up you are already. Cody
because
is not.
Because it makes no sense.
Cody is 3-0.
It doesn't make no sense. It's asinine because people talk about the WWE like that. Oh, Hunter's pushing himself over. What the fuck is Cody Rhodes doing?
Whoa.
Let's
not compare Triple H putting himself over against Cody Rhodes, who's only had 3 matches.
It doesn't matter. Cody Rhodes runs the fucking place. And
he's not going to win.
He's already putting himself over.
All right, you know what? If Cody Rhodes wins, I will shave my head.
It was that was no difference. Wait,
if Cody Rhodes wins, I'll shave my head.
Okay.
And if Jericho wins, you shave your beard completely.
Oh my long hair. Yeah. All right, you know what? Bet. We'll do that. That's a bet.
All right, because that's not going to happen. Cody Rhodes is going to lose because of MJF or because of I guarantee Cody Rhodes will not have that title. Shawn Spears is going to interfere. Jericho is walking out of as the champ.
But either way, though, I mean, I'll still make the bet. I'm not getting out of it. But the thing of it is that he still put himself in the main event picture with only 2 wins.
3 wins.
Or 3 wins, don't matter. But still.
Who else got 3 wins on that roster?
Man. It's ridiculous, man. They're doing the one thing that I said they shouldn't do. You want to push new talent? You want to do all this? Okay, fine. But don't put yourself out there. Come on, man. And that's what everybody was complaining about, was the fact that Jericho, way to push over, Adam Page. Okay, not a lot of people know who he is, but they will now. But obviously they won't now because he didn't win it.
Now he can fight Adrian Neville.
Well, I guess. All right. Now, Mimi, you got any thoughts on this?
It's the same thing as WWE. That's all.
They're doing the same thing.
They're doing exactly the same.
That was my point.
Exactly the same thing. You have freaking Triple H, then you have fucking Shane McMahon putting himself over.
You guys are talking about 50-year-olds putting themselves over, and you're talking about Cody Rhodes.
Exactly.
No, you're
Jericho's
talking about
almost the same age as Tony.
Cody is in his prime. Cody is in his prime. Kenny Omega is in his prime. Jericho is not part of that, though.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Jericho is just a name to get them over. Once Jericho,
he's one of the executive vice president.
Yes, but he's only getting over right now just to put a name on the company.
But it doesn't.
Cody, Kenny,
they're not doing nothing less than what WWE is doing.
They are in their prime compared to Shane McMahon.
All right, so then you know what? Triple H is in his prime too.
Never.
Shane is in his prime.
Or Shane.
I can't even say that with a straight face.
No. All right. The next thing we got is the whole Nyla Rose in the women's title picture. Now, of course, people complaining about this too. Now, I'm going to say this in case y'all didn't know, and if y'all didn't hear the Wrestling POV Global guys talk about it, they didn't really go too much in detail about it, but she is a transgender male. Am I saying that right?
No, transgender woman.
She's a transgender woman. Sorry. Which means that she was a man, she was born a male, and is transitioning into a woman. Okay?
Right.
Now, I'm going to say this. A lot of people, of course, they have their views and opinions. Some a little bit, disrespectful in my opinion. But I will say this. For AEW, and this is my whole thing too, with AEW, is that they want to change and revolutionize the whole women's division, but then they're yet still, in my opinion, giving it to a man. And that's what a lot of people are saying, okay? Now, if you look at Nyla Rose, that's a big person, okay? she still have the features of a man. She still have the bone density of a man. Okay? Is it really right that she's in this title picture against Ryu, who's like 95 pounds? Soaking wet? You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, she didn't win it. I know. But my opinion, and I'm hoping this kind of squashes a lot of things, because I've watched a lot of her matches, and I've watched, even in the pay-per-views, she's not that good. I'm sorry. Her wrestling, she's very green. Very green. When I was watching this Battle Royal, I was like, wow, there was a lot of mistakes. And you can see Awesome Kong. Look back. I'm telling you, I'm not wrong. Look back and watch. Awesome Kong was telling her, like yelling at her, do this, and Nyla Rose was all over the place. And if you look at her, she was confused at times. I've watched a few of her matches too, and it's like, she's not good. I'm sorry. And I'm not just saying that because, no, I'm not trying to homophobic or whatever the fuck y'all people was trying to say. No, I'm not. I'm far from that. Okay? But I'm talking about it as a wrestler's point of view. She's very green. She does not deserve to be in this title picture. If they wanted to do David and Goliath type storyline, they should have stuck with Awesome Kong then. Britt Baker was deserving of winning that because she has a lot more experience than a lot of those women that were in there. Okay, and I'll tell you this much too: if Teal Piper was the one that won it, I would have had a problem with that too because she's very, very green. I think that was her first match. I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I would have said the same thing about her. I would have said they only did it because of who her dad was, and I think that would have been the major point. You know what I'm saying? But Nyla Rose, I'm sorry, she is not ready for a title run at all. And I'm not saying it because of what she is or or what she used to be. You know what I'm saying? But as a wrestler's point of view, she's very green. Very, very green. And Ryu, that girl's been wrestling since she was 9 years old. She wrestled Kenny Omega when she was 9 years old. The experience that she has going into this, she's going to make her look stupid. She's going to be the one calling this match. Nyla Rose ain't going to be the one calling this match.
And then she beat Nyla Rose?
She beat her once, yeah. Yeah. But I had never seen that match, so I got to look that up. But in my opinion, in my wrestling opinion, Nyla Rose does not belong in this match because she's very green. Rick?
All right, so when it comes to Nyla Rose, I have no issue with her being in the women's division or going for the women's title because of this simple fact of that this is a scripted sport. Now, my POV on transgender people being in sports other than the sex they were born in, I have a little bit of issue with that because it's like you said, the physicality of it and everything, because you'll see transgender women in track and field for women, and they end up winning, or MMA and stuff like that. I try to understand that. I don't really see eye to eye with a lot of that. Right. But when it comes to the sport of professional wrestling, I don't have an issue with it. I can see what you're saying about her being green, but when you have a phenomenon like that, when you have somebody of that uniqueness, that's something you want to push into a title picture or a big spot. Look at Giant Gonzalez. Giant Gonzalez couldn't do shit in the ring. He was just a giant. And they just put a bodysuit on him and they just threw him out there at WrestleMania to fight The Undertaker. Yeah. And he couldn't do no more than that. There's a lot of anomalies that we see in this sport of professional wrestling. And I think Nyla Rose is just one of those. And what's going to be even better is when Nyla Rose loses the title match, because she's not going to win. Right. They're not going to do that. But
I think that's what a lot of people are afraid of, is her winning it. And I'm going to say it again. It's not because of what she is. For me, it's because she's just not ready for it. She really isn't. And now back to what you were saying about, this being a scripted sport and everything else, so people shouldn't worry. No, they should worry. You know why? Because she is a big woman. You know what I'm saying? She's a big boned person. And if you're that green and you're in there with women half your weight, half your size, I'm sorry to say, watching that, she mishandled a lot of those women that were in that ring because she is that strong. You know what I'm saying? And Obviously, she still has testosterone. You know what I'm saying? That sounded drunk there. She still has testosterone.
All right, Ric Flair.
Right? I had the Ric Flair in me. Like, ew, no.
Hey, yo.
But you know what I'm saying, though? I mean, like, watching that match, she mishandled a lot of the women that was there. And that's my only concern, is that, all right, you do realize that you're about 10 times stronger than a lot of these women. So she has to tone it down a little bit. I'm sorry. You know, you want to show that she's, you know, aggressive and, okay, fine. But you got to be careful, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter your heel, babyface, or whatever the fuck you are in that match. Your main job, your main goal is to help that other person get over and to protect that other person too. Because they all got to go home to families. You know what I'm saying? And if you're doing it just to prove a point, you're in the wrong business for that. So, Mimi, what do you got to say? And then we got to take a pause.
Well, what I got to say is Nia Jax. Okay. She has no testosterone, but she was a big Bombi bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
China.
She's very green. Okay.
Nicole Bass.
And she would fucking, how many times she manhandled, even though she's a woman, she manhandled smaller people, you know. Alexa Bliss, that she manhandled. She fucking broke Becky's face. You know what I mean? So I get where you're coming from. You know that, yes, she's green. She's a big girl. She has to tone it down. But what other people are arguing about, because she's a man and she's this and she's that, I don't have a problem with her in the ring. I do have a problem that she's a bigger girl. It's like if Awesome Khan was green, you know what I mean? She's all woman, but she's a big fucking woman. Mm-hmm. And that little 4'3" me, she can manhandle me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And she can hurt me.
And once upon a time, Awesome Kong was green. She was pushed quick. China was manhandling Marlena. You had Nicole Bass. She got in there. She was just, I'm going to take this girl and I'm going to throw her over my shoulder. It was just, but you know, like, and those are all women. They're just really big women. And compared to.
I get it too, but at the end of the day, they're women, you know, and I'm not saying that to be an ass, but they're women. You know, this is a whole different thing that we're talking about here, you know, and I'm sorry to say, just, at the end of the day, in my opinion, I just don't think she needs to be in this title picture. If anything, they should have done it with Awesome Kong. Or what's the Japanese girl from Japan, the older one, the real big, the other big girl. Or they could have done it with her. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they would have had a really, really good match. But, you know, I'm not trying to sound insensitive at all. But at the end, like I said, at the end of the day, they're all women. You know, this is a man coming into a women's division and trying to dominate. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, looking at it as a wrestling, you know, like if I can see her protecting a lot of the people that I saw in that battle royal, honestly, I wouldn't have the discussion. I'd be like, you know what? She'll probably do a good match. But I'm really afraid because Ryu is 95 pounds soaking wet. She's going to be tossing this person all over the damn place. And it's going to be, you know, it's going to be a dangerous thing. It's going to be a dangerous thing. Any last thoughts or questions or comments before we could take this pause?
I just have to say, anybody listening, and if you feel offended or if you feel like we misspoke about something, or if you disagree or if you agree with us, let us know on our page. And we'll be sure to clear things up, or we'll do whatever we can, you know, because that, again, this is all about our POV, our point of view on things, and we love you all.
Yeah, and it's like I said in the beginning before we started talking about this too, is that this isn't meant to criticize or be against or you know, say no, they shouldn't do that. No, it's not that. What my opinion was I was looking at it from a wrestler's point of view. Okay, I was looking at it not as a fan, but I was looking at it as a wrestler's point of view, and in my point of view as a wrestler, that it just, you know, for me, it's not ready. That's all. All right, we're gonna take a quick pause. When we come back, we got the WWE Roundup. So, all right, I guess. Yeah! We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm WWE superstar Charlotte Flair, also known as the Queen, and listen to Wrestling POV podcast, and always do it with Flair. Woo!
We are back. That's right. We are back.
We didn't get canceled?
You know, no, we didn't get canceled. But the thing is, I never brought us back from a pause. I don't. That's Rick's job.
Now it's your job.
Now I guess so. Son of a bitch. All right. All right, we're going to go straight into Raw Notes. This is going to be the quickest Raw Notes you will ever hear from our show, and it's going to stay that way. Obviously, the highlight of Raw was Bayley turning heel. Wow, I gave this whole segment a 4.5 stars because I was like, about damn time. All right. And of course, the lowest point for me was just the Viking Raiders fighting two jobbers again. I don't know why they still keep doing that.
I know, right?
It's to get somewhere with it. Jesus. All right. So, like I said, for me, I think it's about time they did this with Bayley. It was a long time coming. My complaint, and I do have a complaint.
Oh, Lord.
Granted, this segment was awesome. I loved it. And I think it was about time because we've been saying lately that Bayley's getting no pop coming into the ring. My complaint is that they did it in the wrong fucking show. This should not have been done on Raw.
Nope.
No. I loved it, don't get me wrong. But they did it in the wrong show. Wrong goddamn show. All right.
SmackDown girl.
She's SmackDown champion.
I know.
She's
All
a
right, Rick.
SmackDown girl.
Living in the lonely world.
All right, leave it singing to me. For
Damn.
me, I agree with you, Tony. The highest point for me was Becky and Bayley against Bliss and Cross with Bayley turning. I think that was the biggest pop I've heard in a long time. I got goosebumps. It got a little tickle on the back of my neck. You know what I'm saying?
I thought you said tickle on the back of my nipple.
Just nasty. But no, yeah, it was amazing. I'm glad it happened. It's about time it happened, and it was a real turnout. And I also agree with you on the lowest point. My lowest point was the Viking Raiders against the Jobbers. Again, I gave it 0.5 points. I'm sick of seeing it. There's no reason to be having this, wasting my TV time with this nonsense.
Exactly.
I agree.
All right, Mimi.
Yep, though the same thing. Becky, Bayley, Alexa, and that was the highest. I gave it a 3. I had 2 low ones. It was the Viking Raiders versus the Jobbers, and Ziggler Rude versus Hawkins and Ryder.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Versus Jobbers.
You know.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Overall score, are we doing?
Yeah, do it right now. Yep.
Overall was a 2.
A
All
2?
right, I had a 2.2, so a 2.
I had it at a 2.55. I have for Raw.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
That is your
right,
Raw,
so-
folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, we told you we're going to be quick, and you know what's even quicker? If you go to collarandoublebrand.com, go to collarandoublebrand.com, save yourself 10% by using promo code WPOV. This is Tony's voice that he used in the very beginning when he was talking about how he would never do it again. It's infectious, guys. It's glorious. Use collarandoublebrand.com, promo code WPOV, 10%. They have a new stock. They have everything new, brand new. It's now time for the SmackDown breakdown. Caught you off guard,
Why are
didn't
you
I?
the way that you are?
Oh.
Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way. I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
Now, it is time for the SmackDown Breakdown.
Are you ready?
Break it down. Degenerate into something cool. We just got tired of doing what you told us to do. Got some break, boy. Yeah. Got some break, little man. Break it down.
So you guys are whack. All right, you heard it. SmackDown, guys. The highest point for me has to be Ali versus Elias. I thought this match had it all. I gave it a 4. I was so pumped with it. The psychology, the physicality, the high flying capabilities. I mean, there's a lot of Italies. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, what was your highest point?
I gave it 4 points.
For what?
For Ali versus Elias.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was a great match. Listen, I forget how great Elias is in the ring when he's not doing stupid promos. He's very physical in the ring. Ali was amazing. I loved the science and the psychology they were using with the injured arm. The 450 splash on Elias's arm, that was awesome. I really thought Ali was going to win this one. And you know what? I'm starting to feel like I wouldn't be that upset if Elias was king of the ring. I'm just going to put that out there.
Okay.
And my lowest point has to be the freaking Randy Orton promo attack on Kofi Kingston when Kofi came out.
Bingo!
Kofi, you're fighting two guys. Let them pull you to the goddamn ring. He's swinging his arms, and he's barely even touching them, but they're throwing themselves, selling it. And then he gets in the ring and he kicks Randy in the stomach, and then he gets the better of three people. Come on, man. I know he's a WWE champion, but no. And I'm getting scared, guys, because I do not think Kofi's going to lose his belt to Randy.
Think so?
I mean, when they showed on SmackDown that it's been 3 weeks in a row that he's been getting attacked and beaten down.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They normally do the opposite. Son of a bitch.
Mimi, what's your high and low for SmackDown this week?
My high is the Elias and Ali. And my low, I have 3 lows, which is the Randy Orton promo with Kofi, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Daniel Bryan and Roman's apology. It was stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
There you go. So, all right, you know what? I kind of have the same thing. That's why I had to ask you twice. What was your high point? Was the Ali versus Elias? Granted, it was good. For me, it was just down the middle. But for me, the highest point of SmackDown was Andrade versus Chad Gable. That was shocked
really
the
good, too.
hell out of me. I gave that a 3.5. It shocked the hell out of me. I did not think this match was going to be good. And it ended up being the best show, the best part of SmackDown. Same thing. There was 3 very low points of SmackDown. Was the Randy Orton promo with Kofi, the Shinsuke Nakamura versus the Jobber, and the very end with Daniel Bryan and the Roman Apollo. Oh my God, it's so stupid.
Yeah, that's bad.
It's like I don't know.
Stupid.
It's like they need to close it up. Now let me ask you guys another question. I know we promised not to go long with our review of SmackDown, Raw, and NXT. But whatever happened to Daniel Bryan's major announcement? Remember that?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that just got dropped.
They just said, fuck it. No, let's go with this one. Jesus, man.
Yeah, no, it was bad segment, man.
Unbelievable.
But honorable mentions to Samoa Joe. His promos on SmackDown were on point.
They were.
Yeah.
They were.
All right, Miguel Cole, tell us where they can find us on social media.
We got to give our overall rating.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Damn social media. Wait. I gave SmackDown an overall of 2.3. I think it edged out Raw by very little.
I gave it a 1.8.
Okay.
1.875.
And I got a 1.857.
Wow.
All right.
Pretty close.
We know where that was.
Pretty close.
All right. Miguel Cole, can you now do it?
Now.
Jesus. Okay, so you guys can find us on our Facebook page at Wrestling POV. You can also find us on Instagram at Wrestling POV 1, not Juan. No, it's Juan. And you can find us on Twitter at Wrestling POV, baby. All right.
Yeah.
With that being said, it is now time for NXT POV. Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia's.
All right. My high point for NXT had to be Cole, Adam Cole, baby, versus Jordan Miles, who cashed in his NXT breakout title shot. I gave it a 2.5. I mean, I didn't think it was that impressive. I think it was a waste. I think you could have built something, but I guess you could have used it on the premiere episode of USA. Honestly, I think you could have.
With what they did in having this match early, they better do something really spectacular for the USA thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I don't know if they will because you got to flip back and forth.
I know, right? Oh, Jesus Christ.
And the low point for me had to be Dream defeating Kona Reeves and Roderick Strong burning his couch and all that stuff. Like, burnt his couch, bro.
Yeah.
So I gave that a 1. I wasn't too
Really?
into that. Yeah.
You know what? The thing is, for me, with NXT, nothing was below a 2. My highest point was Adam Cole versus the Jordan Miles. In the beginning, it was a little slow, but you know what? It ended up being a really, really good match. I gave it a 3.5. The lowest point I had was was just in the beginning with Breezango and the Velveteen Dream and Kona Reeves match was about a 2. But I really liked NXT this week.
Yep, me too.
Right, maybe.
I was the same way with Adam Cole versus Jordan Miles. My high score was a 3, and Velveteen and Kona Reeves was a 2. My overall
Damn, let her
was
speak.
a 2.37.
2.37. My overall was 2 on the dot, 2 stars.
Mine was a 2.625.
All right, so with that being said, it is now time for Raw vs. SmackDown vs. NXT. Currently, Raw and NXT are tied, I believe, still at 9, and SmackDown has 3.
Yes.
So we're gonna vote on which we thought was the best, and this is the opportunity where we can put a little bit more of the filling in of why we think the show was better. So that's what we're gonna be doing from now on. We're gonna fill in why we thought Raw, SmackDown, and NXT was the better show. So, Tony, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. The way I got it, and according to my numbers, I got NXT, and then I got Raw, and then I got SmackDown. For me, SmackDown, it was just, there was too many low points, way too many. And just the way they're, lately, especially the way they've been ending their shit, has been just terrible. For me, Raw, even though they had the biggest heel turn they had, that was the only thing that really impressed me on Raw. Actually, another high point that I did have in there, it was Baron Corbin versus Cedric Alexander, and that match was really good. I was really invested in it. But NXT, for me, like I said, my lowest score was a 2. You know, everything else was above a 2. So for me, just that main event they had, I think it was the right thing. And so I'm going with NXT this week.
All right, Mimi.
I am the same way. My lowest point in NXT was a 2. SmackDown, if the Bailey turn would have been there, SmackDown would have probably won. But they fucked it up. So the way I look at it is NXT, Raw, and SmackDown.
All right, and my vote this week, and my vote was very close. It was a 2.3, 2.2, and a 2.
Wow.
Honestly, I gave the edge to SmackDown this week. Now, the first hour and 15 was so good, and I felt like the last 45 minutes just fell flat for SmackDown. But because I rated so high in the beginning of SmackDown, that's why SmackDown ended up getting the edge for this week. I think the overall show, I agree that I think NXT had a better show of the week, but because of the way my numbers added up, it came out for SmackDown. And the reason why I'll defend SmackDown, again, Elias and Ali, you had Andrade versus Gable. Then you had the opening with the Bailey promo. I thought that was a great promo. I love how they attacked Charlotte. And now it's been announced on Raw they're going to have the 4 horsewomen in a tag team match. Becky and Charlotte versus Bailey and Sasha, which is going to be cool.
Sasha.
But again, Raw is getting all the matches. They're getting the good segments.
And that's what I'm saying. You know, they should not have done this. Because, you know what, honestly, I think SmackDown would have won if they did this heel turn on SmackDown.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you should not end with this Rowan thing. Now, don't get me wrong. Rowan had a great promo. I think he was good on the mic. I was shocked.
He did good,
yeah.
yes.
Very
I'm not
shocked.
going to take that away from him, but that's still not a way to end it because it went to no conclusion.
None.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And now we're getting Rowan versus Roman
Yeah.
at Clash of Champions, which makes no sense. So,
Stupid.
But hopefully it will make sense at Clash of Champions.
Yeah, something. So that's it, guys. NXT wins this week. NXT is now ahead 10 to Raw's 9 to SmackDown's 3.
Yeah,
Tony,
there you go. It
what
is
we
time
got next
for the book. That's right, people.
El Libro.
The Libros. So those that are new to the show, basically what we do is we put the most ridiculous things that happen in the week of wrestling. We put it in the book and we just talk about it. Why? Because sometimes that shit is funny and we need a good laugh. Because if you don't laugh, you're not enjoying life. So why not laugh with us, man? And at the expense of pro wrestling. That's what I was trying to get at. All right, so we ready?
Yes, sir.
TJ Logan's Grindr account.
That's gotta stay.
Yes, it does. Matt Riddle's Chunklas.
Stays.
Lafayette, Louisiana crowd till they come back.
So they go back.
Kofi's mic privileges times 2.
Stays.
Stays, yeah. Nicole Cross.
Stays.
Bailey's Badonkadonk.
It stays.
It stays because there was more of a badunkadunk this
Lord.
week.
Even I was like, wow.
Natalia, right? Natalia's crybaby face.
This stays.
Gotta stay.
Yeah, was she even on?
No.
No, but I can sense her crying about something.
Kofi's tough guy act. Now, Kofi's tough guy act, wouldn't that be into the mic privileges thing too, or no?
I mean,
You do realize
his demeanor.
That's true too, yeah. But you do
demeanor is
realize
also-
that Kofi's been in this book an awful lot for different things. So
Yes.
I think it might be soon to
Just
put
make him a lifer.
Yeah, just make him overall a lifer.
If he continues with the belt, he's
Yeah.
gonna
If
go into the
he
belt.
keeps the belt over Orton,
there we
he's a
go.
lifer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Lacey Evans veggie wedgie. Yeah, we'll keep it in.
Yeah, that stays there.
Gable's butt chin.
I mean, after that performance,
Let's keep it in one more week.
One
Come
more.
on.
All right.
Let's see what he does next week. It just sounds funny. All right, and the new entrant into the book, Dick Flair.
woo!
Woo! Yes, that definitely stays.
May I
of course.
please have your attention? The store will be closing in 5 minutes.
All right, with that being said, if you have any kind of comments or questions for us, we do got a Facebook page. I don't know if y'all realize that. We have a Facebook page. So just throw it on there. All right, so with that being said, it is the end of the show. Before we close the show, I play a song off my list of over 2 Brazilian songs. Brazilian.
Like Brazilian wax?
Yeah. That's
What is it, Soca?
It's Soca, yes. And just play along with the guys. The game is just to beat the wrestling POV guys, okay? It's just how we ride off into the sunset until next week, when next week it is the Clash of Champions Wrestling pay-per-view. Oh, my God. Even I fucked that up.
Damn, Tom!
Wrestling POV. I know, right? Wrestling POV pay-per-view points game next week. Who was our current champion? I even forgot. Jeepers. No.
Throw out these questions on the end of the show,
You're damn
man.
right. That's how I roll in the Shire. All right. With that being said,
That's how you roll in the shower? What the hell?
That's how he rolls in the shower.
In the Shire. God damn. Golden shower. Ew.
Drip, drip, pee on you.
Oh, that's R. Kelly. All right. That's enough. I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with
Mimi Goody.
and the third wheel.
Rick Sorrell the third.
And our intern.
Miguel Cole, adios!
Love, peace, and wrestling. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace out.
All right. We ready?
Yes, sir.
I am the man. I am the master.
Sid.
Now, shouldn't Sid be involved in this? He just
Exactly.
said,
I am
the
the
man.
I am the master.
Seriously.
True. It's true.
Pay him.
Pam.
Hey, Sid. It's like, who's the man? Is Ric Flair the man? Is Becky the man? Is Sid the man?
Sid. You gotta throw Sid in there now. Shit.
know.
Jesus.
Well, you know what? I gotta go because my stomach's about to do a little bubbly. You know what I mean?
It's got the turtle head bubbly.
Turtle, turtle.